It's the game of the night, Friday night lights. Buckle this strap, we ready to fight. Got the opponent in sight. You don't really wanna go, cause we both know we the best to rep CO like Colin. We stay silent, still ballin'. It's a calling, but the ankles now you stop ballin'. You got a fracture, sorry for the spalling. We stay fresh and poppin', but the only thing you are poppin' is a clavicle. Beating us is impractical. We too tactical. You don't wanna tackle, no, stop me, that's impossible.
Live from George DeTuro Stadium in Thornton, Colorado at Skyview High School. This is Season C high school football here in the beautiful state, once again, in Colorado. Hello again, everyone. I'm Blake Olson. This is the game of the night. Mike Harity from Loclyz Media, LOCLYZ Media, is producing and directing once again tonight. And I am shooting tonight's game. And we are so happy that you joined us tonight for these two programs, proud programs, trying to win a football game here in the spring. The Skyview Wolverines, who we saw 2 weeks ago, still looking for win number one, and they have played very well at times in all of these games, and they're trying to put it all together here for head coach Pat Weir tonight, taking on Devon Thornton in his first year as head coach at Aurora Central, and the Aurora Central Trojans, who are 1-2, and they will be kicking off tonight here at DeTuro Stadium. George DeTuro Stadium, a great facility here at the north end of town here in the metropolitan area in Denver, and we are fired up because we get to see high school football once again, and that's good anytime you can say that. Doesn't matter what season it is. So Skyview will receive this kick. Deshaun Gallegos, the wide receiver and kick returner, back with David Beck. Very interesting story. Beck spends time in Ohio and then has family in both locations, so he has seen some great football over the years, and he will hopefully be returning this kick with Gallegos as we are underway here in Thornton for Skyview Wolverines football, and Gallegos with a huge return at the 50-yard line, inside the 50 to the 40. Hit a couple of times, stays on his feet, and a huge return for Gallegos here to start things off at Skyview High School on the Skyview Wolverines game of the week. And that's just great athleticism and speed and vision and the will to get upfield. And Gallegos, a really good player. And they call a face mask on the Trojans. So Skyview will try to take advantage here, just underway, and we're glad you joined us for high school football in Colorado Season C. If you haven't seen one of these spring games, obviously the COVID lockdowns have created a lot, and we knew this was going to happen tonight. Some creative formations as the starting quarterback not with the team, and a fumble here on this play, and the Trojans are going to pick it up and take control as Skyview goes with the creative formation and trying to get the Trojans on their heels early on. But Nicholas Portillo picks it up, and a turnover, unfortunately, after that great kick return by Gallegos, and now the Trojans with new life. And they survive that scare. 11:42 officially on the clock. You can follow me on Twitter at Blake Olson1, BlakeOlson, the number 1. And we'll keep you up to date on schedules and highlights and that type of thing. Doesn't matter if we're in the spring or in the fall. Right side, right up the middle, and a pickup of 6 yards to the 50-yard line is Simeon Beasley, the sophomore running back, 5'6". Nicholas Portillo, once again, the tight end. Marcus Howard, sophomore wide receiver, will start tonight for Aurora Central. Ryan Weatherford, the wide receiver. Andrew Portillo, the other tight end. Trayvon Simmons. Adams will also see a lot of playing time and start tonight. That's a big hit by Skyview, coming up and making the tackle quickly. A yard in front of the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Ruben Barraza Telemontes comes up and makes the play. Beautiful defensive play. So now, third down and about 3 for the Trojans of Aurora Central. Keeper right side and some hard nose running for what appears to be a first down for the Trojans. Veasley, we'll see where they mark it. He may be short. Looking at the official on that far sideline there. They're going to measure it. Veasley squares up there, runs hard, and the Wolverines there to deliver the hit. Just some good, passionate football here early on at George DeTuro Stadium. 10:06 to play in the opening quarter. We're glad that you joined us. We'll take a look at this measurement. Chain's kind of tangled up. We expect to see Kyrese Kirby in the second half. Kanye Lucas and Deshaun Smith also for Aurora Central. And it does look like they're short by maybe an inch or two. They're short by 2 inches. So great defense by Skyview and the Wolverines. Beck, Gallegos, Espino, Rivera, Estevan Rivera, Edgar Pacheco, Brian Chavez, Johnny Fuller, Xavier Crispin, Leo Bajo, and Josiah Carrillo, along with Jaden Ball, will have to step up this evening as they try to win their first game of the season here in Season C. Right side, once again, Skyview is there to wrap up, and the defense of the Wolverines not giving the Trojans any ground. And a huge stop after the turnover, giving the Trojans an opportunity, and a host of Wolverines there to make the play, including Crispin, the defensive lineman. 1st and 10 now, Skyview. Beautiful night here in Colorado. Gorgeous. Can't see a cloud in the sky. Bryson Gutierrez. And Beck back there. Hands off to Gutierrez. So 2 offensive plays for Skyview, and they'd like to have both of those back. They'll try to, once again, be creative tonight without Deshaun Gallegos, without Brandon Gutierrez, They'll lean on Deshaun Gallegos again. Brandon Gutierrez broke a metatarsal in his hand, his throwing hand, 2 weeks ago in the game that we had in week 1. Back left side and back to line of scrimmage, but still 3rd and long here, about 14 for the Wolverines. Pat Weir in his 3rd game back here in week 4. Second half of this season in Season C. This pass is complete, and then they will rule it incomplete. Thought he may have caught it, and fortunately for Skyview, it's an incomplete pass and not a fumble. So the defense from Aurora Central holds up and does a nice job on the Wolverines with 8:20 to go in the opening quarter. So Skyview will try to get it together here. Brian Weatherford set to receive this punt for the Trojans. And a nice bounce for Skyview. They're going to let it roll. And it'll be down inside the 10 by about an inch. It's Jesse D. Lira downs it. So Aurora Central with another opportunity here. That defense from Skyview, you could see, came to play tonight. Both these teams, interesting game so far early on. 8:07 to play in the opening quarter. Right side, and a pickup of about 5 yards on first down for the Trojans. That's Beasley. Once again, we're expecting to see number 11, Trayvon Simmons, check that Kyrese Kirby. Right now, Trojans trying to move the ball without him at quarterback. He will not play in the first half. We have a penalty obviously on the play. Beasley, the running back, and the ball carrier, and a hold on the Trojans. It's the Trojans from Aurora Central and the Skyview Wolverines here on Skyview, the Wolverines Game of the Week on thegameofthenight.com and on livestream.com/Loclyz Media. Loclyz Media, the live stream leader in the Rocky Mountain West. The website, LOCLYZ.com. So you can see Kanye Lucas at quarterback now, as Aurora Central just hoping to get through this first half without Kirby, and another flag. And as you can see, the shift caused the flag to be thrown, and a false start on the Trojans from Aurora Central. Timeout here on thegameofthenight.com. It's Skyview Wolverines high school football season C in Colorado. We'll come back in 30 seconds for more action. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Skyview High School, and once again, Brandon Gutierrez, their starting quarterback from 2 weeks ago. You may have seen that game against Gateway. Breaks a metatarsal in his throwing hand, and unfortunately they have not had him, so they've tried their best and fought hard the past 2 games. He'll be back in 2 weeks, but right now the defense trying to hold off the Aurora Central Trojans. Right side, and back to the line of scrimmage. Excellent D. The Wolverines pursuing that run and that carry here in the first quarter. Excellent work. Crispin, one of those players who's just stepping up nicely and trying to prevent Aurora Central from sustaining any type of drive here without their star quarterback here in the first half. And you see, obviously, that is the backup quarterback, and a safety for the Wolverines. And a big play for Jaden Ball. I believe he was back there first. Ball with the safety, and 2 points for Skyview. as they go for their first victory of the season here in what is actually the third week, but their fourth game under Pat Weir here at Skyview High School. So a big defensive play for the home team on the Skyview Wolverines game of the week on thegameofthenight.com. So after the safety, Loclyz could not get away. The 6-foot wide receiver playing quarterback here in the first half. And Skyview really needs to take advantage of this here in the first half. Because when Kyrese Kirby steps onto the field, you would imagine the offense will look a lot different. 6:39. You're going to kick it off. You can punt it or kick it. It's a free kick. And Gallegos and Beck hoping to get a return here. And a long kick. Beck will try to pick it up at about the 16-yard line. That's what we did.
Really? How did it come back?
Just came back.
So 16 yards.
Skyview High School. Live. Aurora Central in their gold pants, white jerseys on the road with their green helmets. And Skyview wearing the all grays tonight with their silver helmets. 6:33 on the clock here in the opening quarter. And here's the formation again for the younger Gutierrez, younger brother of the starting quarterback, with the mesh, and that doesn't fool Aurora Central. They're back there quickly. Andrew Portillo, the senior, nice defense and good reaction on that play. Brandon Weatherford, the King Hills, starting on defense along with Giovanni Juarez and Alejandro Cordova to go along with those other Trojans who were starting on offense. Here's the pitch back, trying to get away, but defense just too much speed and not enough blocking up front to slow down the Trojans, bringing the pressure with 5:44 to go in the opening quarter. Glad you joined us. Thank you, Mike. I had my mic down. Now maybe you can hear me. Beck at the running back spot, and the pressure again and a sack. And Gutierrez comes up holding his left arm. Hopefully he's okay. We do have a Trojan on the field getting up slowly. And he will walk off the field, thankfully. Gorgeous night once again here in Thornton, Colorado, and Skyview High School. 5:05 to go in the opening quarter. Once again, Skyview trying to take advantage of the fact that Kyrese Kirby is not at quarterback right now. We expect to see him in the second half. They've tried to be a little creative on offense, hasn't worked out for them. We'll see if they go back to their base offense, but it's fourth down for the home team and the Wolverines, as the light rail will pass by here in the background at this beautiful facility. And another timeout here on the game of the night, and we'll take 30 seconds to be back with more action in just a minute, or in 30 seconds.
That was good.
Don't worry,
Well,
we're all
you have
laughing.
that wrap 30 seconds. That's it. That's all you have. Or if you have a full page of the two logos, if you can just throw those, just a full page.
Right. Thank you. Stop doing this all by yourself, huh?
Thank you, Susan Gerhardt, the athletic director here at Skyview, doing a great job. And we are just, once again, we're just happy to have high school football. High snap, a little to the right. That was a close call. But this ball bounces inside the 50, and they have a return. And nice coverage by the Wolverines, preventing what could have been a big return by Brian Weatherford. So defense from the Wolverines. They know they're going to have to pin their ears back here and attack the Trojans with 4:31 to go. Tackling is key. Obviously, we saw that in week one. They did so well against Gateway in the first half and then kind of snowballed and fell apart on them, and it is simply tackling. Left side and wrapping up, but a big run for the Trojans, a pickup of at least 9 yards by Beasley. Short of the first down, it appears, by about a yard. So the direct snap to Beasley, and they're trying to get the ball in their best athlete's hands until Kirby steps onto the field for the Trojans. And the Wolverines are quite aware. Beasley keeps it again for a first down run for the Aurora Central Trojans. Talamontes in there along with Crispin. Once again, they're working hard, but right now the Trojans are trying to wear down the Wolverines here late in the first quarter. From Skyview High School, Mapleton School District. Stretching out and a fumble. Beasley jumps on it quickly. Tried to stretch it out there, Lucas. And just base, simple zone blocking up front. And trying to find room to roam, but the bottom line is you got to have that handoff exchange. And that was a break for Skyview on first down. Now second down. Aurora Central's not going to be too tricky here because they know things like that can happen, and they do. And after the end around, Skyview is there. And a huge defensive play by the Wolverines will force Aurora Central into a third and long, about maybe 20. So they can't get too creative either. They're going to keep it as base as possible and use 2 or 3 athletes this entire game. And the speed and power that you've seen from a couple of these running backs. But right now, at quarterback again, Lucas under center, and another mistake by the Trojans, and the Skyview Wolverines will take that. The right tackle stepping off there a little too quickly. A little too anxious, Alejandro Cordova on that right side. 1:57 to go in the opening quarter. Lucas under center, one back behind him. He'll try to throw this, and he is pressured, tries to get out of there, and still upright, trying to avoid the tackle. 3 opportunities for Skyview, and they do it, and a big sack for the Wolverines. And a big defensive stand once again by Crispin and Skyview. Now 4th down. Will force the punt. Crispin played extremely well in that first game that we saw in week 1 against Gateway. And he brought it there. He did not give up on the plays, you could see there. 1, 2, 3, 4 defensive linemen and linebackers bringing the pressure, and another penalty on the Trojans. Skyview finding a way to get 2 points on the scoreboard and the early lead here on their home field. Now they'll try to get a return after Gallegos had a great kick return earlier. Short punt. It bounces in the favor of Skyview, and they'll take that from about the 44-yard line. They'll mark it at the 43. You're watching thegameofthenight.com on livestream.com/Loclyz Media. Hey, thanks to Mitch Sauer, the greatest rosters in high school football printed out. Incredible. That's how you do it. They do a great job in this athletic department, and we appreciate it, and we appreciate you watching. We have another AC Trojan on the turf, and he's getting up slowly, cleaning up. They'll take a look at him right now. 46 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Good job.
And Portillo will walk off the field. It's good to see him getting up. Is that better? Okay. We can, at the end of the first quarter, we can adjust it. Thanks, Mike. Second down now. For the Wolverines. Gutierrez at quarterback. Gutierrez hands off, little crossbuck. Left side, Gallegos. First down run at the 40. Gallegos with speed and into the end zone. Touchdown. Gallegos. The Wolverines up their lead to 8-0 here on their home field in week 4 as they go for their first victory of the season. And we know that Deshaun Gallegos has excellent speed. Great job by the guys up front. And Gallegos does the rest, takes it to the house. Southbound on his way to Trinidad, Colorado, where a lot of his family are watching tonight. Going for 2, and it's caught for the 2-point conversion. And Gallegos caps it off. And a huge touchdown for the Wolverines on Skyview. Wolverines Game of the Week on thegameofthenight.com. Boy, that was a lot of fun. We've seen his speed. Oh, we saw it in week 1, and I'm sure you've been watching over the past 3 years his speed and athleticism. But that has to feel great for this team, just fighting hard week in, week out. Playing so well in week 1 and then losing their starting quarterback and falling to Gateway. And then 2 more losses and having to jam a lot of games in a short period of time. And right now they lead it with 31 seconds to play in the opening quarter on thegameofthenight.com. Beasley is one of the return men. He's hoping he can get something going here for the Trojans. At the 20, up ahead, gonna have to tackle him. He's got plenty of speed as well. Good hit there by the Wolverines. And William Benton, the senior. Nice coverage on that kick return. And we've got a great football game here. Glad you joined us. Friday night in April with 24 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Beasley in the gun, and he's going to keep it. And they close in on the hole there, and a nice job by the Wolverines defense. And another flag. And a hold on the Central Trojans. Devon Thornton, if the name sounds familiar, the new head coach from Aurora Central, played at Colorado and was a star at Denver East High School. We've covered him over the years, and he was a great player for the Angels. Played a year at CSU Pueblo after his career at the University of Colorado with the Buffaloes. So he's trying to build something at Aurora Central, but right now, Skyview, they don't want to give them any confidence. And doing a nice job, but they're going to have to tackle Beasley because he could squirt out of there easily. And he does for a nice pickup. But still, about 5 yards from the first down marker, and that will end the first quarter of play on thegameofthenight.com, on livestream.com/Loclyz media. Come back for the second quarter in 1 minute. Yeah, it's probably 30 seconds. You're right. Should be good now because it's
Taking the filter off it. How's the top? So essentially,
get
a 56, get 75 minutes into that.
Oh, that's good. Good job, man.
Like, got like shades on, and then keep it.
Well, I said a minute. It was a minute, wasn't it, Susan? I didn't lie. Susan Gerhardt said, I don't know, it's going to be 30 seconds. I think we had a minute. They're usually pretty good about that, the officials. They give us 1 minute, typically. So we're back here on Friday night high school football, Skyview. Wolverines game of the week on thegameofthenight.com. Aurora Central trying to come back as we get ready to start the second quarter of play. And there's a lack of communication or something going on the Aurora Central sideline. Oh, they're getting the chain fixed. Okay. So maybe getting it untangled. Marcus Howard jogs onto the field. And Beasley in the backfield once again for Aurora Central. And I would imagine they're just going to try to run him as much as possible here. Left side and see if he can get a first down, which he does there. And Skyview knows that probably 90% of the time he takes that direct snap. he's going to keep it and run it. And that's what's happening right now. Kirby is their playmaker at quarterback, and he won't play until the second half. 11:40 to play here in the first half. Play action, rolling right, trying to dump it off, and nice coverage by Skyview. And the Wolverines sniff it out. That was Kirby, now on the field at quarterback. So now it brings a little added dimension here. He can run and throw. He's a playmaker with his feet. Benton did a nice job on that play there. Excellent coverage. Kirby in the pocket. He has time. He's going to keep it. Inside the 50. Stiff arm. Tries to get the first down, and you can see just the challenges that he will bring to the opponent. Kind of breaks down, gets out of the pocket, and you're going to have to come up and hit him. Because he's one of those guys that makes it look easy at quarterback, and then you blink your eye and you're 2 yards away from a first down. Third down and 2 for Aurora Central. 11-19 to play in the first half. Handoff right side. Skyview's there to tackle Beasley after he picks up the first down, and the chain will move. Great game here. Glad you joined us. Tell your family and friends about this tonight. Send them the link. You can watch this anytime after the game or live on thegameofthenight.com. Just click on tonight's game and it takes you to livestream.com/Loclyz media. Kirby at quarterback for the Trojans. And the Wolverines gonna have to tackle here. Timeout AC. And the Trojans. I'm Blake Olson along with Mike Harity, producing and directing tonight. And we are happy to be here to wrap up the week on this Friday in Season C. This is 4A football in Colorado. We've seen some very interesting games so far this season, and right here on thegameofthenight.com, and some very good teams as well. I can see the Ferris wheel from the flea market off to the east. I believe that's a flea market. Looks like the Ferris wheel. Yeah. I'll try to get a shot of that, Mikey, okay, sometime in the future, just to, and then you can feel like you're eating the popcorn and at the fair. The turkey legs, exactly. How could I forget that? The turkey legs are the greatest there. I agree. Trayvon Simmons in the backfield. Kirby under center. First down. Back to pass. Kirby. Simmons runs into Kirby, and the Wolverines will earn a sack there. Coming up to make the play, Adams Rivera. Back up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Gonna keep it and boot around the left side and try to do it all himself. Spins and picks up another 4 yards. And there is a flag on the field. Well, he entertained his teammates there with the spin move. I don't see the call right now. Face mask on the Wolverines. And I believe they called it on Chavez. So that'll be a first down, Aurora Central. With 10:01 on the clock here in the opening quarter at Skyview High School. Kirby under center. Hands off, left side. Beasley spins, and he picks up about 9 yards on a tough run. Keeps his balance, and Skyview unable to tackle him after that initial contact. And you can see keeping his feet and great balance. So the Wolverines now trying to hold off the Trojans from their own 21-yard line, from Skyview's 21-yard line. Kirby under center, handing off right side. They had the formation split out to the right, so Beasley would have a chance to run it, but you see the ball slipping out of his hands, and they say he was down. So a big run for Beasley. .8:57 on the clock. Kirby with two receivers, left and right, and another fumble, and the Skyview Wolverines recover it and will take advantage, hopefully, of that turnover. And that guy's had a big game already. He's done a lot of things. Benton this evening. Benton gets there quickly. Beasley has had a tough time taking the handoff and holding on to the football. I don't know if something's wrong with his finger or his hand, but Kirby and that exchange did not look good for the Trojans. And Skyview prevents Aurora Central from getting into the end zone and getting on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. And the Wolverines take it left side with one of their stars, Gallegos. That'll bring up second down and about 6. Fumble after that snap. And the Trojans say that they have jumped on it. 2 fumbles within about a minute of each other. And now Aurora Central gets the football back. Oh, that's tough for Pat Weir's team. And the Wolverines doing whatever they can to keep Aurora Central from scoring for the first time tonight. And then they turn it over.
8:05. 8:05 on the clock.
So 8 minutes and 5 seconds will officially be on the clock as Mitch Sauer corrects that. Nice job, Mitch. Handoff right side. Beasley up to about the 5-yard line. And Benton was there again. Crazy game here at George DeTuro Stadium. Here at Skyview High School for the game of the night and the game of the week for the Skyview Wolverines. So happy to bring you all the action from Skyview football and Skyview soccer, one of the best soccer programs in the state, if not the best. In 4A, state champions. And right now the defense from Skyview on this football team trying to stand up the Trojans. And they do. So the soccer team plays tomorrow at noon on this field. Say that again, Susan.
Versus Westminster.
Westminster will be the opponent. Kirby. He'll hand off. Left side. And another fumble. We'll see if they say he broke the plane or not. Skyview says no. What is on that football? Another fumble, and the Wolverines say they have it. But the officials now signal that it's Skyview football. Wow. Wow, that was, I mean, he literally lost the football before the end, before the goal line. Man, that's one of the craziest fumbles I've ever seen, because he appeared like he was going to walk into the end zone and loses it. And they get the Trojans to jump. Nice job by Gutierrez. And the Wolverines get out of that end zone. 3 fumbles. Back and forth we go. Who's going to break the plane and get into the end zone? We'll see. 7:09 to play in the first half. Bryson Gutierrez once again, the quarterback. Stepping in for his older brother, and a false start on the left side, and the Wolverines. So after that great cadence, now they're going to march it back to the 1 yard line. First down and 10. Skyview. Once again, coached by Pat Weir. Norm Mestis helped us so much 3 weeks ago when Coach Weir was out. We appreciate that entire game and that week. We appreciate Skyview football. Handoff right side, trying to get out into the safety zone, and maybe a pickup of 1 yard. 6:57 to go in the second quarter. Skyview Wolverines football. In week 4, trying to win their first game of the season. It's going to take 4 quarters tonight for both these teams. Evenly matched. Right now, Skyview with the lead. Left side trying to cut back, and the Trojans are there. Make the tackle. And Gallegos. Deshaun. Outstanding athlete, all-around athlete. One of the leaders on this team. The younger Gutierrez breaking the huddle. Big play here. Trying to get out of the pocket, pressured again. Had no time to do anything. And they are fired up from Aurora Central. And another Skyview Wolverine on the turf. Unfortunately, boy, that was some pressure. Slow to get up, but this guy wants to play. You can see that right now. Bryson Gutierrez, unfortunately, hit hard, pressured by the Trojans from Aurora Central. And that young man has had a lot of pressure, obviously, having to fill the shoes of his older brother at quarterback. Hopefully he's okay. Keep an eye on that. 5:42. Skyview kicked off this game offensively, showing some different formations. It didn't work out for them on offense, but they were able to take advantage of some mistakes by the Trojans and then capitalize, earned a safety to start the scoring. And then Gallegos with the touchdown run. And Skyview with the lead, 10-0. Pinned in the back of the end zone. Need to get this punt off. High snap. Another close call, but I'll tell you what, that's a really good punt in that situation. At a return at the 30, inside the 30, trying to cut back is their quarterback and outstanding athlete, Kirby. So they will have to tackle Kirby and slow him down, because you would imagine they're going to get him out of the pocket. He's just too dangerous outside the tackles and in space. Wolverines have to wrap up, and they're going to have to pursue. Split out, 3 receivers to the left. Kirby looks to his left, and he's going to fire into the end zone and intercepted by the Wolverines with an opportunity. Gallegos knocked out of bounds. Deshaun Gallegos with the INT on Kirby. Beautiful play, great anticipation by Gallegos. And Kirby just telegraphed that one, and Gallegos did a great job reading the eyes of the quarterback. I thought he may pull it in, tuck it in, and head toward the end zone. But he decided to throw it, and Gallegos takes advantage. Huge play for the Wolverines with 4:54 to go in the first half. Timeout, Aurora Central. So Ball is at quarterback now. Gutierrez came out in that last play. Jaden Ball is the junior. Timeout, Skyview. You're watching thegameofthenight.com on livestream.com/Loclyz media. Here's how you spell Loclyz, LOCLYZ.com, the live stream leader in the Rocky Mountain West. Pat Weir and the Wolverines trying to up their lead against the Trojans of Aurora Central. Making their way to Thornton tonight to take on Skyview, and they're all grays this evening on a gorgeous evening in the Denver metropolitan area. Ball under center, gonna hand off, left side, making a nice move. Aurora Central is there. Gallegos picks up about 3 yards. And another flag. Oh, we have the best officials card we've ever had in any game that we've had tonight. It's pretty impressive. See all the officials here tonight. Encroachment on the Trojans and Marcus Howard. The referee, Scott Lewis, along with David Callahan. Kendra Ordo, Ron Dobbs, Larry Abear, Steve Burns, and Patrick Molstay. And I'm going to show you this card too because it's pretty impressive. Maybe before the night. You talk about printing, they're trying to compete with Mitch over there. First down for the Wolverines. Fumble! Aurora Central looks like they jumped on it. And it's going to be Trojan ball. Wow, another one. Marcus Howard this time, I believe, came up with it. So another turnover by the Wolverines with 4:25 to go. Back and forth they go. Something's on that football. I don't know what it is. Mitch was talking about a burrito they ate earlier. I don't know if someone found a pound of butter or what's on that football. Did you bring the butter in here to the stadium? Everybody has Butterfingers tonight. Beasley right side and a first down run to the 25-yard line. Skyview, they're going to have to tackle here. Dig down deep and wrap up. Because Beasley, you would think, is going to carry it a couple of more times here. Too much success with Beasley. Off tackle. Kirby hands to Beasley. Nice job by Skyview getting there quickly and wrapping up on the strong athlete with 3:49 to go in the first half. Once again, that defense, Gallegos, Beck, Espino, Rivera, Pacheco, Ball, Carrillo, Baja, Crispin. Done some really nice things this season for Skyview, and they know this is going to be one of their biggest plays so far this season. Kirby trying to get outside and a tough tackle. And running him out of bounds and getting him out of there quickly. The Wolverines doing exactly what they're supposed to do in that situation. Daniel Zavala, excellent work on D. Zavala, excellent anticipation. 2:37 to go from Skyview High School as the Wolverines trying to keep Kirby and the Trojans out of the end zone. Kirby gets out of the pocket, right over the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Aurora Central. And wide open was Portillo. And Kirby hits Portillo in the end zone for the touchdown to cut the lead. Kirby gets out of the pocket, squares his shoulders, and delivers 2:21 to go in the first half. Unfortunately for Skyview, they had the pressure on. They couldn't keep Kirby in the pocket. He had time to throw, and he saw Portillo wide open over the middle in the end zone. But they lead 10-6 right now as AC will go for two. Kirby under center. He's going to keep it. Makes a move. Left side, inside. Voids the tackle. And the defense from Skyview says not on this play. Preventing the two-point conversion. Gallegos is there. And a big defensive play. That could be huge later on in this game. With 2:21 to go from Skyview High School. The Wolverines holding on 10-6 on thegameofthenight.com, on livestream.com/Loclyz Media. Happy Friday. Hope you had a great week. It's a beautiful night here. Perfect night, as a matter of fact. Beck and Gallegos hoping to get a nice return here right before halftime. Kyrese Kirby will tee it up. Great passion from the Wolverines, from Skyview High School. All these kids just love the game. And I know they appreciate just being out here. Opportunity to compete. And we're glad that both these programs are here tonight. Season C, Colorado High School football, an onside kick. It's a live ball. And the Trojans at first looked like they jumped on it, but a nice job by Skyview saving the day. Brian Chavez. Oh, that's a big play. You may look at that and say, well, okay, you recovered a kick, but that could have been disastrous right before the first half, and a nice job. It's a lot of pressure anytime you see an onside kick like that. Just the fact that you got to square up, you know they're coming to hit you, and you've got to, number one, hold on to the football and cover it. Pitch left side. Deshaun Gallegos avoids one tackle, hit hard, knocked out of bounds, and Gallegos running hard again. And they're fired up on the Skyview sidelines with 2:08 to play in the first half. Face mask call on the Trojans, and that's big. Skyview loves to hear that, and they'll march off another 5 yards. So Skyview will see if they can get on the scoreboard again right before they head to halftime. Gutierrez under center. Handoff left side. Little cross buck and running hard. Gallegos. Sense of urgency from Skyview. They know 10-6 lead is not enough against the Trojans. Gutierrez, the young quarterback, under center. Handoff back, right side. Tries to bounce it out, but the Trojans are there to swallow him up. Clock now at 1:20. Probably get Gallegos outside. See if he can find some room to run and then get out of bounds if he has to. You're watching thegameofthenight.com on livestream.com/Loclyz Media. This is the Skyview Wolverines Game of the Week. Tonight, taking on Aurora Central, 1-2, and Skyview going for their first victory of the season. Deshaun Gallegos has been outstanding once again tonight. And if you just joined us, Brandon Gutierrez, the starting quarterback, injured 2 weeks ago. His throwing hand, fortunately, he should be back in 2 weeks for Skyview. So a lot of guys having to try to fill the shoes, including the younger brother, Bryson Gutierrez, who was injured earlier. He's back out there on the field with Beck and Gallegos. 1:14 to play in the first quarter. Gutierrez, play action, boots out to the left. He's going to keep it. Switches hands, and they may call a face mask on that one. I'm not sure. Gutierrez does a nice job. I thought he may have got his mask on that tackle. But Gutierrez running hard, gets out there, moving the chains. First down. "59 seconds to play in the first half on the Skyview Wolverines game of the week. See if they can get in the end zone. The Trojans set to bring it. Showing some pressure here. Gutierrez drops the snap. I think he may have pulled his head or his eyes. Tries to take off a little quicker than probably want him to. I mean, obviously the nerves running high here. Gutierrez pressured again, trying to get away, and gets out of bounds. That's a nice job by the young quarterback. Didn't have anything, got out of bounds. 35 seconds to play in the first half. He was so anxious on that play 2 plays ago. Dropped the snap. You know, it looked like he wanted to get outside quickly on that right side. You got to catch the football first. I mean, the emotions of any player, doesn't matter if you're a young player or a senior, but it's even more difficult when you're a younger quarterback. And now Gutierrez trying to get the Trojans to step offside, and they are. They're going to be called with a penalty here. Encroachment on the Trojans. Nice job by Skyview. Every yard is huge here with 35 seconds to go. Trying to find a seam or an opening, an opportunity here to put more points on the board. Gutierrez in the shotgun. Back to pass. It's pressured, and that throw too low, intended for Gallegos. Got to fire that thing, and that'll come with more experience. His teammates are fired up on the sidelines with 31 seconds to go here on thegameofthenight.com. Livestream.com/Loclyz Media. Now Gutierrez comes over. Now he's going to be split out to the left. And Gallegos will take the snap with Beck reshifting to his right. And a false start on Skyview. Well, that's tough when you're switching up positions there. And Gallegos now at the helm. So Coach Weir said they're going to pull out all the stops, try to be creative. We saw that in the first 2 possessions. What will they do here with Gutierrez split out to the left, Gallegos and Beck in the backfield? Gallegos is going to go deep, right over the middle, has a receiver, but diving out for what appeared to be an interception. The Trojans, he drops it. Weatherford, excellent coverage on that play. With 22 seconds to play in the first half. So Skyview goes for the end zone. And a smart play if he dropped it on purpose. Because Skyview could have used that obviously as a punt also, but if the receiver's open. But Weatherford drops it. And if he meant to do that, that was a good play. Better field position for Aurora Central with 22 seconds to play in the game, in the first half here on the game of the night. Another flag, whistle blows, have to stop now as Kirby takes off. One of the offensive linemen for Aurora Central holding his right leg. They call encroachment on the offense. And I'm not certain. Maybe Kano Santillan on the turf. Aurora Central. Check that. It's Alejandro Cordova. And he is up and walking off the field. 22 seconds on the clock officially. Right before halftime here on the Skyview Wolverines Game of the Week on livestream.com. Loclyz Media. Make sure you put the / Loclyz Media. So Kirby's going to try to unload. He's got 22 seconds. He can run a couple of plays here, depending on if he can get out of bounds or get a first down or receiver out of bounds. But out of the shotgun, another flag on the field. Encroachment, this time on the defense. Back and forth encroachment calls. At least 5 tonight, by my count. So Skyview has to play deep as the deepest here. As Kirby, you would think, will try to unload, maybe not on this play. And another one. Do they not know where the line of scrimmage is? Both teams with the same issue here. Someone's hanging over the nose of the ball. Okay, offsetting penalties. Everybody's encroaching tonight. Quit encroaching. 22 seconds to play for Kirby and the Trojans. My goodness. I think that's 6 straight. Is the ball invisible? Something's going on. This has to be a record. We have to look up the most encroachment calls consecutively in the history of high school football, or for that matter, in the history of football. Okay, so 22 seconds remain on the clock. Kirby is the quarterback, and the Wolverines playing deep in their prevent. And Kirby makes a move, gets out to the left side at the 30. And the first down run for Kirby on the far sidelines up to the 50-yard line, and that will leave 9 seconds on the clock. Timeout, another injury on the far sideline, Aurora Central. So, final timeout, both teams. And there is a Trojan who's being looked at over there by the huddle. And he gets up quickly, or slowly, but he wasn't down long, if you followed that one. Trayvon Simmons Adams. I will agree with that. 9 seconds remain on the clock. Mike Harity doing a great job. Mitch Sauer doing an outstanding job. Susan has checked out evidently. Where'd she go? Down the field?
No, she went to go.
Gotcha. She's got bigger fish to fry than us, right? George Tituro Stadium is the site, and this is 4A football season C in Colorado. Don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter at Blake Olson 1. OLSON, the number 1. Try to keep you abreast of the schedules and what we're doing. With 9 seconds to go, this would. I agree, Mitch. More than likely, this will be the final play, but he could get 2 off, depending on how quickly he throws the ball or gets out of bounds. We'll see how much time he spends in the pocket, Kirby. It's probably tempting for him to try to run for another 10 yards and then get out of bounds, leave about 3 seconds on the clock. We'll see. And let me guess. Encroachment. That was a false start on the Trojans. 10-6 game here right before halftime. Kirby is the quarterback for the Trojans from Aurora Central. Looking, taking plenty of time, and he's going to go ahead and unload deep. And this one almost picked off, broken up. Excellent defense by the Wolverines there. And 1 second to play on the clock. Wearing their gray uniforms tonight. Skyview looking sharp. 1 second to play. Kirby can act like he's going to keep it, and he is. And Kirby's going to try to make a move in space. We have a flag on the field. Kirby. He's going to keep it. He's going to have to tackle him at the 30. Kirby at the 20 makes a move and then tackled out of bounds. Gallegos is there. Deshaun doing everything tonight as expected here at Skyview High School. We have another penalty and a hold on the Trojans. So that will do it for the first half of play here at George Tituro Stadium on thegameofthenight.com, on livestream.com/Loclyz Media. We've got a great one. Come back in 15 minutes for the second half of high school football. Stay with us.
It's the game of the night, Friday night lights. Buckle this strap, we ready to fight. Got the opponent in sight. You don't really wanna go, cause we both know we the best to rep CO Loclyz. We stay silent, still ballin'. It's a calling, but the ankles now you stop ballin'. You got a fracture, sorry for the spalling. We stay fresh and poppin', but the only thing you are poppin' is a clavicle. Beating us is impractical. We too tactical. You don't wanna tackle, no, stop me, that's impossible.
Welcome back to George DeTuro Stadium at Skyview High School in Thornton, Colorado. Blake Olson with you, and Mike Harity, producing and directing, of course, from Loclyz Media. This is the Skyview Wolverines Game of the Week on thegameofthenight.com and livestream.com/Loclyz Media. Loclyz Media, the live stream leader in the Rocky Mountain West. And we've got a great game going on here in week 4 of Class 4A Season C high school football in our beautiful state. And we're getting ready to start the second half. And Skyview has been able to hold off the Trojans and hold on to the lead 10-6. You know, we were talking about the Gutierrez family and the quarterbacks. The young Gutierrez taking over the reins this week and the past 2 weeks for his brother, the starting quarterback, and their extended family in Monte Vista, Colorado, in southern Colorado, viewing tonight. So hello to all of you in that beautiful part of our state, and a great town. Just an outstanding place to grow up and great place to visit as well. And an outstanding athletic program and programs for boys and girls there at Monte Vista High School. So we say hello to you as Skyview set to kick it off. And the Trojans hoping they can get a return here and start the second half as they try to come back against the home team in Kirby at the 16-yard line. Cuts upfield, and Kirby with the speed, and Kirby at the 50, and Kirby is going to take it all the way for the touchdown, and the Trojans take the lead on the opening kickoff of the second half. Unfortunately for the Wolverines, Kirby had room on that right side, and you have to be dialed in when you come out in the second half, because things like that can happen if there's a great athlete back there to return the kick, and it just takes one missed tackle or one assignment, and 12-10 now. Aurora Central. They'll go for 2. Kirby. Back to pass, he's pressured. Here comes the Wolverines, and they do a nice job preventing the 2-point conversion. And every one of these plays is going to be big tonight. So as you see Crispin standing up after Kirby takes it for the touchdown on the kick return, he is down on the turf here. And they are not happy on the far sideline. Kirby is down. And with 11:45 to go, you are watching thegameofthenight.com. And Skyview Wolverines high school football as they take a look at Kirby. And he gets up here, favoring his left, what appears to be his elbow, or who knows, could be his shoulder, with his left arm. But a lot of Trojans fans are relieved as Kirby goes to the sidelines, at least jogs off, but we'll see if he's able to play the rest of the way. As the Trojans lead it now 12-10 after that phenomenal kick return to start the second half. And the Wolverines, they'll be the first guys to tell you they know that they have to slow down Kirby. Right now, they're taking a look at him on the far sideline. So the Trojans will kick it off. Beck is back along with Gallegos. It's a high kick, and they'll get a return. Gallegos picks it up at the 20-yard line. Tries to get outside, makes a move, cuts back against the grain, and a decent return up to about the 27-yard line for the Wolverines. Glad you joined us tonight. Two teams desperately needing victories. Aurora Central 1-2, and Skyview going for their first victory of the season. Gutierrez at quarterback. 11:36 officially on the clock. Gutierrez, handoff left side, Gallegos trying to get some blocks up front. Gallegos runs hard. He is a tough-nosed football player. Great athlete, all-around athlete. Second down now, Gutierrez. Handoff right side, did not fool the Trojans at all. They are there quickly. It looked like they came up with the football, but the whistle had blown. And you can hear it from both sidelines, but you can really hear the Trojans right now. The intensity is there here in week 4 of Season C. The football programs in the state that opted out of football in the fall due to the COVID lockdowns. So they're playing in the spring, and we're excited to bring it to you live right here on livestream.com. Left side, Gallegos, and he picks up about 3 yards. So that'll bring out the punt team. Or Skyview. Kirby thought I saw him back out on the field. Weatherford goes off. And a nice snap there to the punter. He gets it off. Here's a return. Kirby makes a move back to the right side. And Kirby, a little stiff arm. Here comes Skyview. And they force him out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. Gallegos, I believe, was there. Is that correct, Mitch? 9:19 to go in the third quarter. Colorado High School football Class 4A. Aurora Central with the ball now. We just saw Kirby return it. And Kirby is not out there right now. And Veasley, back to what we saw in the first quarter, takes the snap and picks up about 8 yards. Second down and 2 for the Trojans from Aurora Central here in week 4 of Season C. Veasley, low snap, he keeps it and runs for the first down. Pretty simple stuff. It's all about that offensive line right now. And the Skyview defensive line is really going to have to flex their muscle. Veasley is down for Aurora Central. You're watching the Skyview Wolverines game of the night, the game of the week on thegameofthenight.com, on livestream.com/Loclyz Media. We're going to take 30 seconds and we'll be back with more high school football. First and 10 for Aurora Central. The Trojans with 8:25 to go. Skyview trying to prevent these guys from upping their lead. Left side, pretty base offense. Nice hit. Skyview, and another injury on the field, the Wolverines. Rivera Sabala coming up. Estevan does a nice job on that play. And we've got another injury. Timeout. Unfortunately, hate to see this. Guys going down left and right. And fortunately, most of them have jogged off the field, or at least walked off the field. A reminder, tomorrow at noon we have Skyview Soccer, the state champions in 4A. And really fun to watch. High noon versus the Westminster Wolves. That should be a pretty interesting match. Here on the pitch, in their kits. Coming off a really exciting match, as Mitch told me, as Mike Harity was here for that one. And that's not good to see. Holding the left hand. That's tough. 8:10, we'll pray for him. 8:10 to go here in the third quarter. Right side once again. That's just too much room. First down, Trojans. Portillo takes it right side, the sophomore. Nothing complex. Just really good blocking on the right side. Nicholas Portillo doing a nice job carrying the rock right now for Devon Thornton's team. Takes a low snap and a missed tackle there. Great effort, but Portillo once again picks up 6 yards. And the Trojans just grinding right now with 7:15 to go in the third quarter on high school football in Colorado. Unfortunately, Brian Chavez is on the bench, and he looks like he is in pain. And they're missing him right now. Beasley, right side, follows his blocks, tries to bounce it out, and he does. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Beasley. Aurora Central. Boy, Skyview had the numbers, and it looked like they had Beasley. He kept pumping his feet and his legs and churning, cutting back, keeping his balance, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Trojans from AC. And another injury timeout as Aurora Central takes an 18-10 lead with 6:49 to play in the third quarter. Well, you hate to see this. Guys just going down. And they're taking a look at Chavez on the bench, and I believe that's Benton, and Benton walks off the field. He's had a really good game, done some really nice things. At defensive back, made some big tackles and nice coverage this evening, but he walks off the field. Now Aurora Central will try to earn 2 here with the lead. Beasley, and he will have no problems getting into the end zone for 2 points. And the Trojans take a 20-10 lead on the Skyview Wolverines. Here on livestream.com/Loclyz media. Beasley has run hard, excellent balance. And Devon Thornton's team feels pretty good right now, but plenty of football to be played here on this Friday night at Skyview High School. Pat Weir and the Wolverines need to be aware of the onside kick here. We saw it earlier. And they could use a really nice return after this kick if they do indeed kick it downfield. And they do. Gallegos, right side, makes a nice move. He's still on his feet, runs into his teammate, and running hard up to the 39-yard line. Deshaun Gallegos. And loses his helmet. He's still on the turf. .6:38 to play in the third quarter. Tackling has been the issue for this team, and on offense they're going to have to try to march down the field, but unfortunately one of their best players on the turf right now. Slow to get up, but thankfully, favoring his left leg. And you could see the pain in his face. With his father to his right helping him off the field. Oh my goodness. Another Wolverine goes down. And arguably the best player tonight in this season, Deshaun Gallegos. So Skyview will have to work without him. 6:38. Play in the third quarter. Left side, cutting back. Big run for the first down. Beautiful run by Benton, who came off the field a few minutes ago and was injured. He runs hard for the first down, right up the middle. Face mask on the Trojans. Skyview will try to take advantage of that. Now at the 43.5-yard line of Aurora Central. 6:24 to go. Third quarter. Gutierrez. Little crossbuck. Beck hit hard and thrown to the turf. Portillo was there. And he's not messing around. No gain on the play. That'll bring up second down and 10. For the Wolverines from Skyview on their home turf. Well, you got to give these guys credit. Their teammates on the sidelines, you can hear from them. Doesn't matter what is happening, they are supporting their teammates on this field. Quick, back there quickly, and another sack. Andrew Portillo, there is a flag on the play. Face mask on Aurora Central. Skyview. Gotta find a way to sustain this drive. Put points on the board and cut the lead. But first, they need to block up front. They're without Gallegos, and he is on the bench now, unfortunately, for Skyview. But these guys are trying to step up right now. Right up the middle. Big run for the Wolverines. Short of the first down by about 2 yards. Great call by Skyview on that play. The intensity and focus of that offensive line and the leverage and the strength, they have to show it right now here on this drive with 4:44 to play in the third quarter. They know they need something out of this drive. Timeout. AC, the Trojans, here on thegameofthenight.com, on livestream.com/Loclyz. We'll return in 1 minute.
Trainers are doing a good job today.
What's that?
Trainers are doing a good job.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
And from what it sounds like, these two have met before and have a good rapport between each other.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Galvin and our guy Eric Oscarson. I do worry about the injury to Deshaun.
Yeah, they're doing really good.
It is real good for the other guy, too.
Welcome back. Third down for Skyview. Gutierrez hands off left side, and that's a first down run. Beck Does a nice job behind the offensive line. Pacheco, Crispin, once again Vargas, Revere, Johnny Fuller. Working hard tonight, that offensive line, 4-14. Left side, another big run. Excellent job. Nice little hole. And Benton taking advantage of it. Just grinding it out. That's what Aurora Central was able to do, and that's what Skyview is doing right now. Who's tougher here at George DeTuro Stadium at Skyview High School? 3:28 officially on the clock in the third quarter. Gutierrez, hands off, right up the middle. This time the Trojans all over it. And one of those guys is Weatherford. Up front, Weatherford has been really good this evening. Big play here on third down. As the young quarterback will get the play and walk back to the huddle. Third down. And about a long 3. And they get the Trojans to jump, it looks like. And our least favorite word tonight, encroachment. But on this one, your favorite word if you're a Skyview Wolverine fan. And a first down. Wolverines. 2:28 to play here in the third quarter. Trying to find a way to cut this lead. Right up the middle again, Benton. Boy, he stays on his feet for an extra 3 or 4 seconds. And the little big man is strong on that run. Once again, both these teams really need a victory tonight. Aurora Central 1-2. Skyview 0-3 before this evening's game. 1:40 to play in the third quarter. Gutierrez under center, hand off, and the Trojans anticipate well, a nice strength up front. And AC making the tackle quickly. Luis Vila. .102 to play in the third quarter. Third down and long. Play action, setting up a little screen pass and dropped. Well, that would have been what looked to be a very successful play. Benton thought about running too quickly and drops that pass, and you can understand the nerves, and you know there's room in front of you and you're ready to go and take off. But you have to catch the ball, as we say time and time again. Have to catch the ball first before you can do anything. 52 seconds, but he has had a really good game tonight. Fourth down and about 7. Gutierrez, short pass, it's complete, but short of the first down. David Gomez. They connect, but short of the first down marker, and Aurora Central will take over with 45 seconds to go. Here in the third. So now Skyview, they really need to tackle. They cannot let down their guard here. Veasley, he's going to take the direct snap here. Left side. And tough tackling. Once again, he's been in there all night long. And you can see how fired up he is, Crispin. That's an emotional player. And that's what you have to be right now against this team, the Trojans from Aurora Central, who lead by 10. Late in the third quarter. Now Kirby is under center. And he's going to roll out after the play action and boot it. An incomplete pass. So Kirby back out there at quarterback, and Skyview doing a nice job on defense. And that ends the third quarter of play here at George DeTuro Stadium in Thornton, Colorado. We'll come back in 1 minute for the final quarter of Skyview Wolverines football. Welcome back to George DeTuro Stadium, Skyview High School, Week 4, Season C. And Aurora Central leads Skyview 20-10. Deshaun Gallegos out and on the bench, unfortunately, for the Wolverines. So Skyview without their two star players now. And this pass is complete, AC. Right over the middle to a big target, Weatherford. He's 6'5". And long. And can make catches like that for Devon Thornton. 11:44. Skyview needs to tighten up on defense here. Gallegos and Gutierrez out with injuries. Gutierrez in week 1, the star quarterback. And Gallegos now knocked out of the game. And the Wolverines trying to find a way to stop Aurora Central here in the fourth quarter and get the ball back so they can cut the lead. $11 minutes to play in the game. Kirby, hands off right up the middle. Veasley trying to wrap up. And they finally get him down to the turf. You see where they're going to mark it. Right at the first down marker. Skyview is grinding it out, moving the football. But they're just unable to convert, cut the lead. Aurora Central has done a nice job taking time off the clock and getting physical up front and using Beasley and Kirby. In their running game. Play action. Kirby looking. Thought I heard a whistle. Kirby unloads, and this one's going to be almost intercepted, and it is. And hit hard and then fumbled after the interception, and they recover. Now I have to find out who 77 is. I have no idea. He's not on the roster. They're wearing their grays, and this kid has done a great job tonight. Intercepts it and hit hard. I think that was Portillo. Mike can confirm that, number 9, with the hit, and then 7. Thank you. Marcus Howard, but then I don't have the replay monitor, so who came up with it? 41? Pacheco? 41? Thank you. I think it was Edgar Pacheco. Thank you. So Pacheco comes up with it, and we've got to do some investigating because I have no idea who 77 is. I'm sorry. I have 2 different rosters, and with the gray uniforms, it's probably a young man who was wearing a totally different number, playing that defensive back. But, man, credit him for a great play with 9:31 to go in the game. You are watching thegameofthenight.com and the Skyview Wolverines Game of the Week on livestream.com/Loclyz Media, the live stream leader in the Rocky Mountain West. So if you need live streaming, go to Loclyz, LOCLYZ.com. Mapleton School District, Skyview High School.
77 is Jonathan Singleton.
Jonathan Singleton. Is that right, Susan?
Yes.
Thank you. Jonathan Singleton has done an outstanding job tonight and stepping up, making some big plays. A defensive back right up the middle. Nice hole and a big run for the Wolverines. They're not done yet. Benton now, he's limping and has a leg injury. Hopefully he's okay.
Eric's not down
9:16.
there. Yeah, but Eric's not down there.
Okay.
We need it.
Eric, did you copy?
Courtney's going out to help.
I hate seeing this. We have had at least 10 players down tonight. And 9 of them, 8 or 9,
Courtney's out there.
have returned to the field, I believe.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Susan in Michigan.
Deshaun Gallegos not able to return. And that's Benton, who just ran for about 9 yards. Now his left leg or ankle appears to be hurting, but he is putting weight on that. Benton has been really good tonight. Played really hard. 9:16. Who's up? A lot of guys having to step up this evening. Gutierrez at quarterback. Name Rivera right up the middle, and they pick up maybe a half a yard. It's close to the first down, and we'll see if they do give it to him. First down, Skyview. 9:01 left on the clock here in week 4. And we've got another Wolverine down. David Beck gets up slowly. You're watching the game of the night and the Skyview Wolverines game of the week. And we appreciate you watching wherever you may be this evening. We have viewers from not only all over the city, but all over the state and a lot of times all over the country. So that's the beauty of live streaming. It's worldwide. I remember about a year and a half ago, someone said, I think Chassa called me and said, well, someone's doing a nationwide broadcast of this game. You can't do it. And I said, well, that's fine. We're doing a worldwide game. That's why they call it WWW. 8:30 to go in the game. So that's what's beautiful about it. We've had people stationed overseas, parents and families, friends from all over the world who are able to watch the live stream. And Coach Weir was able to watch it on a yacht a couple of weeks ago. That was Coach Weir from Loveland, a different coach. He's a tennis coach. And he happened to be watching. Here's Gutierrez. And wrapped up nicely, that defense from the Trojans trying to take advantage of Skyview without their star players. Frank Luna with the carry. 7:23 to go. This is a big play right here. Third down. About 14, 13. Gutierrez lets it fly, has a receiver, and the flag is going to fly on the coverage. Pass broken up, and we'll see what the official says on this one. If it indeed is a defensive interference. Not sure if he had his arm on the receiver. Pass interference on the Trojans as Skyview will try to take advantage. 7 minutes to play. Boy, they needed that. So credit the receiver and Gutierrez getting rid of that football, so giving Skyview an opportunity. (20-10). Plenty of time. Got to march down the field. Get in the end zone somehow, some way. Handoff right up the middle. Spinning. Backpedaling. And then driving for maybe 3 yards is Rivera. Both teams fired up on a beautiful night here in Thornton. 6:28 to play in the game. Skyview fighting for their first win of the season. Handoff left side and flung to the ground at the line of scrimmage. Ja'Kai James sniffed it out and did his job up front. Officially, 5:47 on the clock. And in this game, down by 10. The young quarterback trying to lead his team downfield. Gutierrez, and this one high and batted down, incomplete. Trojans there to break it up with just over 5.5 minutes to go. Sean Smith, one of the defenders from Aurora Central, playing very well, along with Armand Johnson and Brian Weatherford. Gutierrez, back to pass again, going deep right side as a receiver, and that one broken up again. Boy, that one was close. Kanye Lucas there to break it up. And unfortunately for the Wolverines, AC will take over here with 5:29 to go in the game. Assuming that Skyview punts this ball. It is 4th down. Well, their punt team is out there. That was 4th down. I thought it was, but the punt team comes out. I thought I was losing my mind. Okay, 1st down, AC. Aurora Central. Kirby, hands off right side, and he is hit hard. Nice job on defense. Need to get back up. Get to the huddle and can't take any more time off the clock, but a great defensive play by Skyview. Johnny Fuller gets Beasley, squares him up. Emotional game, 4:56, still time. They need to tackle well here and get the ball back. The Trojans, they know they need to take as much time off the clock as possible. Beasley's in the backfield. Kirby stretches out and hands off to Beasley. Beasley cuts back to the right, and he is close to the 1st down marker. He may be short. And he appears he is by a yard. 4:27 to play in the game. 3rd down and 1. Skyview knows they need to stop Aurora Central right here. Kirby pressured, he's going to keep it. 1st down at the 40, at the 30, runs it out of bounds. He's a tough quarterback to slow down. There is no question about that. 4:02 on the clock. Skyview, they've done a great job against this Aurora Central Trojans football team. Right now, without a couple of their star players and injuries left and right, they're having a tough time slowing down AC. Kirby Low snap. Kirby looks to his left, gets out of the pocket, and unloads downfield, and it almost picked off. Josiah Carrillo is back there, almost intercepted that one for the Wolverines. 3:54 to go on thegameofthenight.com, which you are watching more than likely on livestream.com/Loclyz media. You can hear the coaches from Aurora Central, no turnovers. Absolutely no turnovers. Kirby under center. Pitch out left side to Veasley. Veasley makes a move, gets upfield, but that defense is there again quickly. And Crispin, excellent pursuit, making the tackle for Skyview. 3:36 to play in the game. So those defensive backs, once again, playing deep as the deepest here. They don't want to get burned in the end zone again. Keep everything in front of them, as Kirby now on third down in the shotgun. Back to pass, near sideline and incomplete. So it brings up fourth down. Nice job by the defense from the Wolverines. 3:05 to play in the game from George DeTuro Stadium. Don't forget, soccer tomorrow at noon. Skyview, state champions in 4A. Kirby is going to keep it, makes a move, inside, outside, bouncing outside at the 30-yard line, stiff arm, and gets out of bounds. Skyview, nice job. The defense with 2:57. They hold off the Trojans, and the offense will have another opportunity. You never know. Can't quit, plenty of time. Big plays can happen in seconds. Gutierrez, once again the quarterback, the younger brother of the starting quarterback, knocked out 2 weeks ago of a game, and he'll be back in 2 weeks. He has a couple of receivers to the right and a couple to the left, and he is hit hard. And a big sack for the Trojans from Aurora Central, and that hurt from up here. That is a big guy coming down on you and coming down hard. Right Keku, I believe. .224, it's 20-10. Skyview has the ball. Gutierrez pressured, and then over the middle, and short, intended for his receiver at about the 45-yard line. But just not enough on that pass as he was being pressured. And Zavala couldn't get to it. Just way too short. He was on his way to the end zone and underthrew him. 2:16 officially on the clock. Third down and about 13. Gutierrez looks right, fires and overthrows. Once again, Zavala. That brings up fourth down. Tough spot here for Skyview. They do not want Aurora Central to find the end zone again. They're going to go for it, of course. But they're also giving Aurora Central an opportunity to put some icing on the cake, but you have to go for it here with 2:12 to go in the game. And down by 10. Gutierrez fires over the middle, and that one way too high. And Aurora Central can't get to it, but it's incomplete. Deshaun Smith had a hand on it. And Aurora Central will try to milk the clock here and leave this stadium with a victory with 2:08 to go. It'll be Aurora Central's ball as Kirby jogs back onto the field. Great effort by both these teams tonight. Here in week 4 with 2 more regular season games to go. This snap rolls right back to Kirby and then over the middle, and it's complete at about the 18-yard line. And a first down. And the Trojans are fired up on the far sidelines. 2:01 officially on the clock, and it continues to tick.
What's wrong with Will?
Kirby in the shotgun. He looks off and it goes through his legs, and then Beasley tries to jump on it. And look at this. Somehow Kirby comes up with it, making a move, bouncing outside, and Kirby lowers his shoulder. They're going to call a penalty, I believe, on Kirby. He lowers his shoulder, delivers the contact. I thought he was going to get into the end zone there for a second. But what a crazy play there, a fumble. The snap goes through Kirby's legs. Beasley jumps on it. The ball slips out. So a late hit. They're looking at Kirby. I was like, wow. So they called the late hit out of bounds. And from this vantage point, I couldn't tell that he was out of bounds. So Kirby comes up with a crazy play after that snap between his legs. He looked off for just a split second and takes advantage. Beasley into the end zone for another touchdown, Trojans. And they up the lead after a crazy play here at George DeTuro Stadium. 26-10. 1:19 to go on the Skyview Wolverines game of the week. You're watching thegameofthenight.com. Well, that's tough for Skyview. Looked like they may have been able to come up with the football, but Kirby was able to make a crazy play. Here's Kirby again, getting outside and then fumbles that on the 2-point conversion. And the whistles blow. And with 1:19 to go, it's gotten kind of sloppy here at George DeTuro Stadium. But the effort has been there, and obviously evenly matched football game here, and then just kind of got away from Skyview, losing another one of their star players, Deshaun Gallegos, this evening. That did not help at all. A lot of these Wolverines getting the opportunity to play varsity football tonight. That's probably not what the coaches wanted, but These kids have dedicated themselves and working hard this evening against the Trojans. So Kirby set to kick it off. And it's a squibber right up the middle. At the 25-yard line, at the 30, trying to cut back, make a play, and still upright, now tackled at about the 34-yard line with 1:11 to play in the game. Hey, a reminder, soccer tomorrow at noon, live right here on livestream.com/Loclyz Media. Westminster will be here against the state champions in 4A. Right up the middle, 1:05 to play in the game. Man, it's just been, weather-wise, it's been just a gorgeous night, but a rough night for the Wolverines here in the fourth quarter. Been a very interesting game. Handoff, left side. Trojans wrapping up. Aurora Central celebrating right now with 28 seconds to play in the game. This game kicked off at 7:15. Little delay, but Aurora Central was able to warm up in the third and fourth quarters. And you could see the pride of these guys from Skyview. So many players having to step up this evening and this season. A lot of their leaders going down, and they'll go back to work again next week. It doesn't stop. Still working hard for their first victory of the season, and that's what it's all about. Got to keep on plugging. And Aurora Central going for their second victory of the season. 15 seconds to play. Thanks to the Mapleton School District and Skyview High School. And the great athletic department here, Susan Gerhardt, the athletic director, of course, and Mitch Sauer in the athletic department. We appreciate everything they've done. Mike Harity from Loclyz Media once again, producing and directing tonight. And I'm Blake Olson. Thanks a lot for watching and tuning in this evening. And that's going to do it here at the stadium. Skyview unfortunately loses 26-10 to Aurora Central, and they'll try it again next week. We appreciate you watching this evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow at noon for high school soccer from George DeTuro Stadium.